Good morning, everybody. We're going to give a second or two to get everybody in here, and we will get moving on. Sorry about the little delay. My OBS decided it wanted to do an update right then. Let's go. This is great. Sweet. Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We got time. We will get things done today. Good morning, Kroom. Man, Kroom Alpha's. Kroom, I'm just gonna go with Kroom. I'm still waking up, man. Like literally, I woke up 15 minutes ago to do this. It's 8:30 here, day off. And I was like, we gotta get some stuff done. Let's go do this. So, I'm gonna shorten up everybody's names. I'm not gonna try too hard with names today. I apologize if that. I'm sorry. It's one of those weeks where it's like I'm already tired of the market, man. Like it's been a fantastic week. The last 10 days I'm up. Kroom, Elf. My eyes are not working. I'm sorry. Alpha Cell. Alphasal? I'm sorry. I'm butchering that, I think. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be extra with this one. Thank you for being here. Are you from a Discord? I mean, I'm assuming you are from the Discord. ION8082, Crypto B. Good morning, everybody. Well, thank you all for being here. Let's get started. Whoo! All right, let me. If you don't mind, I don't want to be like redundant on these things. I want to get like stuff done and help you guys out. If you don't mind, I mean, if you don't have to. Your levels, your earner plus. If you're earner plus levels, if you're lifetime, if you're monthly, annual, if you have questions about pricing for changing it up, if you got any questions, because what I'm supposed to do is offer this video to everybody in the Discord. Then after like 20-30 minutes, swap over to earner plus only. And I've been really bad at doing that. Within like 20-30 minutes, usually I go the whole hour, and then I do another hour with earner plus. That's not what we're supposed to do. And I like to give to people, but you know what I'm saying. So if you have questions about anything to do with the Discord or the lifetime, annual, earner plus levels, pop them in right now. We can get that covered real quick, and then we can move on from there. Because I don't want to, every morning we do this, spam, a whole bunch of links and stuff. That's just icky, right? That's the one. So I'm just gonna pop this one in there just because. Miss Orb playing Tesla this morning. Yeah, there's a few. Walmart, actually. I've been holding Walmart calls for like 2 weeks because it kept dropping, and I kept doing puts on it to kind of help my insurance, like hedging it. And then, of course, the one morning that I closed the calls because it was going down again, it pops like $1.50. So we're going to look at that in a second here, actually. So, yeah, we'll go through all of that in a second. I need to get over to my stream here on my YouTube so I can drop this link. And then we'll move on. For anyone that's not from our Discord, this is what you see there is our Discord. I think code Mo has ended now. It was 40% off. I don't think there's a new code. You can try it. You can try code Mo. I don't know if he has expired it. I'm just putting that. All right. Krum, you still here? Hope I didn't make anybody upset with my brain not working this morning. All right, let's move on. So ORB. What is ORB? ORB is opening range breakout, and why do we like it? Well, it's a strategy that it gives you an idea of the way that the market, or at least the stock that you're looking at, is potentially going to move for the day, or at least for the first half of the day. Sometimes it doesn't even break out of ORB until an hour or two once market opens. But technically, by textbook standards, it is an opening range breakout, in which case you would want to do it right away. So like I said, Walmart, I've been watching this one for a while. It's been just falling off cliffs daily since I think it was 132 was the tallest, highest price point recently. And so I've been playing puts pretty much on the downside, waiting for every day for this to take off, find a bottom, and let's go, So technically, out of the whole week, the last week, 10 days, I'm red. I've sold them and kind of rolled down, so I don't have a rolling number, but I'm definitely a little bit red on it because I've been doing two calls for every one put. So obviously that's not going to totally keep up for me. The biggest put I did was this one. It was a hedge, and then I showed the Discord. It netted like 230 on that put, so that helped out for my week. But as you can see here, Walmart's been just tracking sideways, drop, sideways, drop, sideways, and then this morning, boom. So I think maybe we're finally getting a bottom here on Walmart. So this will be sweet because we've got a $15-ish upside at this point from the lows here. And turn off the volumized fair value gap. I've told the Discord before, I use Mo's bread recipe script here. This is what you see right now, right here in the middle here. I use this exclusively as my trading indicator. It has everything you'd ever need. And I know some people are like, well, I could just do this without it. Oh, yeah, I mean, you can do this without it, and you don't need to have RSI or MACD. I like all my visuals. I like lots of visuals. But without this, and you have just some basic indicators, some just like the 3 EMAs in the Bollinger Band, if you just have just those things, you miss stuff, and it's fatiguing, to be honest. There was two different months this turned off on me, and I had to wait for Mrs. Mo to turn it back on, and I was trading without it, and I just had to throw on just some other EMA stuff, and it was like I'm waiting for things to come. I was like, why? Maybe now. I'm looking at this. So this is just so easy to use. It's so worth it. Comment if you guys are using it and love it. Like this is just. It's just so nice having these things pop up. It's like, hey, guess what? Here we go. Or hey, up here, all of these RSI OBs. Hey, careful now, because in this time frame, this is a little bit hot, and we can see that here with the actual RSI. Here we can see TradingView has shaded this like you're cooking. We're cooking up here, okay? RSI is quite warm. You should be careful, but. That's when you have to kind of go with, well, what's Walmart been doing? It's been down so much. So being overbought quickly makes sense. And so I'm already in a call before I started this stream here. How would ORB have helped me this morning with this situation? Well, because it closed in the 7:30 candle, which is the first 15-minute opening candle, it would have already kind of missed the boat on it. But moving forward, I think it will. What you do is you go to 15-minute time frame, you wait for the finished candle to form, and then you tag the top and bottom wicks, or just the body. There's no wick in this one, so you just tap the body on that one, and move to the 5-minute time frame, or so. You could do 5-minute, you could do The 3 minute, it just depends. If it's a fast moving stock, 5 is fine. Walmart doesn't move very quickly, so you might want a 3. We wait for confirmation. So what does that mean? We have a candle that forms entirely above, or if you're going for puts, below the orb line, including the wick. You don't want it to be cutting anywhere near the line. Well, all right. Near is okay. Like near is as in like these right here. This one's okay. That's okay. So these would be confirmation candles right here. Oops. Yeah, the green one's okay too. Not the red one. So this purple squiggly would be my confirmation candles in the 5 minutes because they closed above the line. This red one was broken. The line broke that red one's wick, right? So we would then not want to use the red one. So these ones are confirmation candles. We see the volume decreasing, the candle size decreasing, looking almost for a doji right here. It's still tapped the line, but is above, so we can accept it. At that point, if I was not trying to set this whole thing up, we could have gone for a long after this candle because we had the volume shrinking and then we still had some green candles. We still had the RSI and the MACD looking okay. We could have gone right here for a long and now we can wait. Why would I be okay with this section of a long and not one of these ones? Mostly because it came down to the line, it tapped it and rejected, it bounced off it, the next candle was higher, and so therefore I'm a bit more confident in that. Now, we also have to take into account though, it's screaming overbought. We know RSI is hot, it's starting to kind of cool down, but we're still sitting at 83 in the 5 minute time frame. That's super hot, right? So like technically I am in a call right now on this, and let me go over and check it out. As I trade from my phone, as everybody knows, so I'm $15 in profit, so we're 20% up because I did go for a 117 strike. I didn't want to risk much because I was going to do this whole, live stream and didn't want to manage this while I try to talk to you guys. So I did one step out of the money if I was at a 116 strike, which would have been what you would do. Right here, 116 is right at that level. So you would have gone for a 116 strike if you're really trying to aim at this thing. Now with Walmart, it moves slowly. Generally, like this candle here is actually a pretty large, these are large candles for Walmart. That's a pretty serious volume hit because Walmart doesn't generally do much like that. It'll fall heavy, but it does not rise very quickly. So that's one thing you want to watch for. So I think it was 100 and let me look at the next strike for what we're looking at. It would have been like around $85, $90 for the 116 strike. So you would have, if you figure you want to kind of aim for 2 or 3 contracts to see how that would work or more. And so if you can get like $1, if we can get like $1.50 rise out of this, that'd be sweet. Now with Walmart, generally I like to target a 0.5 stop loss somewhere in here. I'll go back to these supports. So this is like the bottom range of the prior support here. You could target the orb line, but you're real close. So if you want to preserve capital, you could target the orb line for your stop loss a tad lower, just for those wicks. You don't get like wicked out, And then for profit, it's already risen a bunch from the opening. So with Walmart, maybe go for like a 1.2. And this is just a visual that I will not, like my contracts won't sell or do anything with this box as I don't have Robinhood hooked up to, TradingView as a broker. So this is just my visual, and I will manually enter in my trailing stop losses or my sell orders on my phone. I exclusively trade on my phone. If you're wanting to see certain stocks, throw those tickers in the chat. We'll go look at those. I think someone had said Tesla. We can go do ORB on Tesla real quick. But I just want to show you what I'm playing. This morning, I am playing Walmart for the long side. So, though I have one right now just to see how it's going to do, once I get confirmation that this thing's going to hold and we're finally at a bottom at like a 114 as a bottom, then I'll load up multiples and I'll stagger them out into June 18th. June 18th is a really big day for volume. For expirations, just so everybody knows, it's like the quad witching. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening on June 18th. But we also have the June 12th SpaceX IPO, which is going to make the market wild and wacky. So it's going to be interesting. So but I'm going to ladder these calls out once we actually get a bottom on Walmart. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is HP, I think not E, HPQ. Or no, it was E. Yeah, HPQ is the product side. HPE is the software side. So I know Dell went nuts, right, because of the government and all of that stuff. But I was in a call for their earnings and did very well. By the time it opened, it was a bit lower, so I snagged that for some decent profit. It wasn't anything great because of Greeks. With earnings, we had IV crush. So IV was like 220, and then it opened at 70. Opened at 85. So all of that crushed the profits down pretty significantly. We had a little bit of theta going on. We also had a reduction in bid-ask spread. So by the time I could sell it at opening, it was an okay profit. It would have been way better up here. I mean, I'm talking like $500 was up here. By the time it opened up, it was a little over 150, I think. But it was a fun ER play, ER earnings play. Usually those are risky, but the price was right, and I did out the money. So, and I had it for a June 12th expiration, so I could have held it if I really wanted to. But this is one I like. I want to keep an eye on this one in case. Just in case volume follows it, even if the government doesn't follow it when it comes to, valuations or giving them money or contracts. You never know, and I would hate to miss this at a really nice price point, $55, and have it run to, IBM or Dell is in hundreds. So this might be one just to keep an eye on. I don't know what it will do. It may do nothing. This rise here might just be all hype. But look at this. I mean, not even, what is that? Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, it was down at 35, and now we're pushing 50. And I didn't hear about anything in the news that says anything about it. So, it's already kind of running. So it might be one that you want to watch. This is a trend line I drew before earnings from this wedge here, this bull pendant. So keep an eye on this trend line. You could draw it out. Just tap those wicks here, and then just what I'm expecting it to fall near that line again in the next, probably by Friday. And then if it does not break that and bounces again, then it would be a solid confirmation to maybe buy some more shares. Otherwise, if it breaks through that line, then we'll just see how it goes. But so that's the one. HPE. There's HPE, HPQ. HPE is there's one that's just equipment, like actual products. The other side is the software side. So this one is the software side. HPQ is cheaper, but it's just going to be like the part of their company that just sells the stuff, right? Tesla. And chat's quiet. We had 14 people at one point watching. Now we're down to 9. And chat is quiet, folks. Come on now. I hope I didn't make Kroom upset by messing his name up. I was My brain was turning on still, so I do apologize to anybody if I ruin their names. I really am not trying to be. I'm not trying to be extra, I promise. So anyone out there wants to look at a ticker, we can do orb on something. If you're confused on it, we can run through it. Let's do orb on Tesla since it was mentioned today. Let's optimize our screen here. Turn off the volume. I like the volumized fair value gaps on top of most recipe. It's not that it really does much like different. It just shows. It's just like I said. I'm a visual. I like to see my support levels easier. So if I don't want to draw a line on where my supports are, then the volumized fair value gap tool does help just show you where those might be, but it also shows you the percent of buyers and sellers within that block. And ironically, a lot of times those candles will come down near those blocks and it will actually really show you a visual support and resistance. It's pretty cool. And most recipe will just either bounce right off it like you expect it to, or it'll crash through and then it'll become a resistance. So I like having that up there. Tesla's hot. We're at 82 RSI on the 15. MACD is still looking positive. The CCI, which is the commodity channel index, which is just simply a more sensitive RSI. Kind of trailed down and now it's flat, so we'll see. Let's see. You said orb, you missed orb on it. Well, let's give it a shot. 15-minute time frame, top and bottom. You don't have to do the bottom. If you know the market is going, it's being bullish that day, you can simply just do the top. The bottom is nothing. It's just a visual for you. Just see if you're bouncing through a range, a channeled range-bound channel, or if you've popped through. This does look wonderful. You're right, Crypto B. This I can already tell that this right here, when you break it down to the 5 minute, this is going to be a sweet play. Yep, right there. I knew it. 15-minute time frame. Mark out the wicks top and bottom. You can click on the line if you are having an issue getting your line right, where you want to be, and then just highlight it and then use your keyboard if you're on a computer to just really fine tune that position of the line. Pro tip. 5-minute time frame. Waiting for the confirmation. Now, Tesla, as we know, is a huge mover, right? So you could easily do 5-minute. Dropping down to a 3-minute, sure, but this thing moves significantly, and so the 5-minute would be fine. This red candle would be your confirmation candle. It's not as textbook as one that would be above and then drop down and then keep rising, because technically I would like to see one more candle that's smaller, more of a doji down here, like closer to this, something like that, with like a wick above and then just a tiny wick, and then another one that rises. I would have preferred to see one that just kind of rises, confirms, and then takes off. But like I said, as we know, Tesla is crazy with its movement, so I'm trying to get rid of this purple box here. Oh, there's a bunch of lines. Fun. So that's why we don't see the extra confirmation candles, is because Tesla's like, no, we're good, let's go. And so it takes off. Now, if you don't see, like if we're here, right, and we have just that red candle, it's a little iffy. We're like, I'm a little scared to get into a call. They're expensive. It's saying overbought. EMAs aren't proving much to me yet. That's where you can drop into a 3-minute time frame and give you a little more cushion right here. So here's our 5-minute combined right there, these 3 candles. Well, more like these 2 candles. And by the second one here, we can see, come on now. by the second candle on the, oh, that's a 5 minute. All right, we'll just imagine it. All right, because it's being silly for me. I'll optimize this back for you. Sorry. By the second candle here, we're seeing the EMAs all starting to tick up. They're angling up higher than they were on the prior candle. At this point, they were starting to, but this one, we're really getting heavy into it. We also have MACD gaining some volume sizes. We still have bullish movement. So right here, you could have felt a bit more comfortable. So as this one was opening, you could have opened a call. And granted, all of this is risky, right? But you could have opened a call somewhere in this area. And with Tesla, I would probably choose to target right on the orb line for my stop loss. So I would set a stop loss order at the 422. 422 is probably what I would do. You know, it's 422.40, but just make it easy. 422 is be stop loss. And then I would target, let's see, where is that? What is this? Is it 1.9? It's a pretty big risk, to be honest. Normally I'm a lot less than that. But Tesla moves pretty heavily. 1.9, usually I double it, so that if that's 2, then I want to target 4. Roughly 4, 3.5. If you did 4 right there, you're already golden. So you already would have snagged your target right there. So yeah, you're right, Crypto B. This Tesla orb was little sketchy right here, but it would have played out very sweet because you would have opened up a 425 call probably, and then would have ran it at least to the top of this box and sold it around 428 to 429, somewhere in there. And as long as you let this thing go, I would have had probably a trailing sell order right here at the top of the box once it broke out. And fortunately, it did not wick into it, so you would have been able to keep it rolling. So I would have done a trailing sell order at the 428.20 level and then let it roll. And likely knowing me, I'm quite conservative with my profit, which is annoying because then sometimes I don't take it and I lose out on it like I did with USO oil puts, which is really frustrating me these days. Different story. I would have taken the profit somewhere in this candle, knowing me. And so if you had taken it, let's just say halfway down at 432, we'll go with the number 432, and we opened it at 425, that's a very nice profit. And it only took you roughly 8 o'clock, 8:50, somewhere in there. So less than an hour to hold this, adding a sell order for your trailing stop loss, and then manually watching for an extra, and then just adjusting this and selling it off up here. So yeah, I mean, sick $5 to $7 range, depending where you entered this and where you would have sold your call off on. Like, that is beautiful. And with the Greeks at the money calls, you're looking at maybe $60 per dollar move. As you get in the money, that delta gamma goes up. So 60 turns to 70, turns to 80. So you average that together. You know, that's like $350 per call, $300 right here in that range in 45 minutes per contract. So if you had 2 contracts and you held it in there, you're looking at easily getting $600 with 2 contracts right in that range. And with Mo's recipe mixed with the orb, you could stay confident Now, granted, it's scary because they're expensive, and this is screaming overbought the entire time. And RSI is hot. So that would have been a scary hold for sure. Every red candle would have been like, for sure. I'm not saying this was an easy breezy, no problem. But, it had enough volume and push, especially with SpaceX coming up. Tesla's going to be doing some crazy stuff and ignoring some technicals, which it is. I mean, it's been overbought since this morning. It's like, meh. Now, we are getting red candles starting to pop up in the 15. MACD starting to turn. RSI starting to turn. So, if at this point you hadn't taken your profits yet, you might want to, or at least take one off the table, let one roll, that kind of thing. So that's ORB. That really is all. That's really all it is. It's quite a simple. It's quite a simple strategy that really helps you out. The other one I'm playing. Let me get rid of these. These will stay on forever, and then when I go back to it, I'm like, what are these lines from? Come on. Anybody out there want to see something? See, like these purple ones. Like, I don't know where the heck these are from. Probably old ORB. Somewhere way out there. Out there. Okay. Yeah, that was a beautiful, and the volumes were huge. That was a beautiful ride. That would have been like 2 days worth of my goals hit right there. If I had done that, if I had played, to be honest, if I had played this with 2 contracts and I grabbed $600, knowing with the rest of the week, man, I would be done for the week. We got job report coming out on Friday. We've got expirations of options ending on Friday. Most people take their either they'll take profit or they'll close on Thursday. Man, I would have just been done. I've been like $600, thank you. I'm out because I try to go for a $200 per day goal and have consistencies. So I would have just been done. Yeah. There's just so many to watch, and that's one thing you have to really pick. Like, I don't know. You don't have to. I like to pick about 5 stocks that just I've been researching. I've been watching its movements. You feel good about it, and I'll only play those stocks. Now, I don't always hold to those. I'll rotate 1 or 2 out and pick something new to come in. But I don't like to have a 30, 40 list that I'm scrolling up and down and trying to wait for the right breakout, and it's just too much. You can't buy it all. So you have to be smart about it, and the market's stressful. So to make it less stressful, I pick things. I pick a few stocks that just they feel good to me. I've been researching them, and I hold on to them. As you guys have seen in the Discord, I've been doing shout-outs to these stocks, calling out I've called out probably close to a dozen stocks that have been bangers in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They have been stellar. And it's only because I've been sitting on them, I've been watching them, I do research on them. I'll look at the board of directors for these companies, and I found out, like on Marvell, I found out that the NTNX, Nutanix, is a cloud-based software kind of ish company. The CEO and president of Nutanix is on the board for Marvell. And I was like, hold up. And so when I saw that, I started buying into Nutanix, and I started buying more of Marvell, which is what I did. Now, Marvell also did a partnership with NVIDIA. So you wouldn't see that out in the front unless you did some research on it, right? So, I'll find just stocks that I've done work on and I like them, and I'll hold them in my top 5 list. And then I just play those until they're played out. And then I'll move on to something else. So, yes, overwhelming, always missing out on something. Yeah, you will, because you can't do it all. We're not a team. Like we don't have. I'm not in an office where I've got 5, 10 plus 100 employees all looking at sections of the market, right, and doing analysis and prepping the system. And it's just me. It's just us, right? So you can only do so much. You don't need to do crazy amounts of stuff. You're not trying to move millions of dollars. You're not doing hedge fund work. This would have been all you needed. This orb on Tesla, like Crypto B said, this would have been your money bag for the week. And then you're done. Log off. Goodbye. Have fun. Enjoy your day. It feels weird. It feels weird. I'll tell you, people that have done this, let me know in the chat here. If you have had a nice setup for the morning or between morning and noon, right? You have time in your day left. Market's still rolling. And you've grabbed your profits and you're like, hey, this is great. I love this. I think I'm going to be done. I've got things to do. I'm a little busy. And you close the computer. You feel wrong. I feel wrong. It feels wrong to do. But why? Why does it feel wrong? Because I think we've been focused and told by society that if you're not slaving away, or you're not doing something in your job the whole time, then you're being selfish or you're being lazy or apathetic. That's just a slave mentality. And we've been taught that since school. If you're not doing this the entire day, then you're not going to be a good person and successful and blah. That's not real. If you have to do a construction job or you're doing projects, and that makes sense. But with this, you get the money, you get the session done, you close it down, and you smile. I have had to tell a few people this, and they DM me and like, I grabbed the 350, I grabbed 200, I 500, but the market still has time. I still have time. If your job, you clock in at 8 o'clock in the morning, okay, and your job said, I'm going to pay you your whole day's salary because you finished this project early. Go home, but I'll get your whole pay. Would you stay? You go, oh, no, sir. No, ma'am. I'm going to stay the rest of the day because that's what I'm supposed to do. I mean, maybe you would. I wouldn't. I'd be like, wait, so I finished my project and I'm good to go. You're good for me to leave and I'm going to get my whole day pay? Bye. Right? This is what we're doing with the market. It's true. I tell people we live in a society where we all identify values to make us work like bots. Yeah. Well, we've been taught to since school, right? 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, teenagers, whatever age range. They're all, sit down in your chair, be quiet, don't move. Listen to this person spout off to you 8 hours a day. Head down, do your work. Don't question too much. Right? And then we wonder why these kids are blowing up in school and causing fights and stuff. Now, granted, there's a whole thing about that. I'm not going to go into the whole thing about that. And I'm not talking like school shootings. I just mean like middle school fights. And it's constant around here. My gosh, it's terrible. Like these, it's just nuts. But granted, there's a whole lot of like parental stuff that, there's more to it. I get it. But we're locking these kids down to chairs when they they've got energy, they want to explore. They're children, even teenagers, we are innate to explore and look at stuff, not investigate things and be hands-on and question. But you make them sit down in a chair 8 hours a day. What are you really training them for? The job market. That's all it is. Sit down, shut up, do your job, and leave. That's all it is. We're training them to be, workers. So when it comes to the market, I'll go off my soapbox with that. It comes to the market, and when you get your profit done for the day, your goals hit for the day, you've managed your shares, you've done your research. If there's no solid setups, this is a solid setup. This Tesla setup is A+. Okay, it's an A. A+ would have been a better confirmation. This is an A setup. And it ran beautifully. If you grabbed your profit for the day or for the week, you're done. Be done. Don't open that stupid computer again until your profit has lined up until you need more, right? If your goal has been 200 a day and you grab $600, don't open it for 3 more days. That's what I do. I will literally, and people have seen the Discord. There's days where I am in the Discord, I'm talking all day long. Then there's days you will not see me there. I'm not even in the Discord. I'm not saying anything because I've hit my profit or I'm not finding any setups and there's nothing for me to talk about or do or say. And so I'm enjoying my life. Last night, I was out with some buddies and they're like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? You got to work, da da da. I'm working, but I'm not working my healthcare job. Oh, what are you doing? They kind of got irritated at me because I'm not slaving away. I was doing full-time healthcare and I've dropped down to PRN and I add shifts and I do my own schedule now instead of just being locked into an office every day, 12 hours a day. I do this, I help Mo, I help the community, we do trainings, and I'm not paid out. I'm only paid hourly for this, but I'm not paid like a salary with Mo, right? Us educators, we just do 1 hour with this for a pay, and we get some commissions on upgrading members to different levels. But that's it for us here. And so people just they can't comprehend, a $600 win. That is a fantastic payday for your job. Most people's jobs, $600 in an hour. You just beat out most lawyers I know for an hour, right? Enjoy your day. And I had one guy who was getting burned out. He was messaging me all the time, and I had to tell him after he hit 550 for the day in an hour, and he kept trying. What's next? What's out there? I went. What's out there is you log off. Go smile. Go enjoy a day. And I saw his thing. He turned off. We talked about it. He came out the next day. He goes, man, I was so refreshed, but I felt wrong. Yeah, I know. But you gotta do it. Sorry, there's some comments. I gotta catch up in comments here. I'm a soapbox. I'm just I don't know why I almost spilled my coffee. I feel motivated to just ramble right now. I'm all heated. I'm actually hot right now. Yeah. All right, what's these comments? Always gonna play out there. There's always gonna play out there for the day, but sometimes there's not. There are times that there's not. There's not solid plays where you are gonna be chasing and you're gonna risk. So sometimes there's not, and if there's not, it's okay to not trade that day. Maybe work on some shares. I agree. It feels overwhelming. We saw that. Yeah, it's true. All people live in. Yep, we talked about that too. Yep. They tell them that ADHD, then be normal. That's a whole nother. The ADHD thing with students, man. That's a whole nother ball game that I probably should not talk about on Mo's live stream. But yes. Oh yeah, my kids have been, I think they have ADHD. You're a teacher, okay? It's not your place to talking about this, and especially when they get some caffeine and they're running up the walls, and it's like, really, I think it's the fact that they just want to go be hands-on. Maybe make this classroom interactive, and they would do better. I don't know. What happened to field trips? My goodness, around here, they don't do them anymore. The district goes, well, these kids are unruly. We can't have them out in the wild anymore. I don't. It's a hard ball game to talk about. There's a lot of moving parts. I get it. You guys do an amazing job. I'm making nice stacks in Discord. In 30 minutes, made $400. There you go. Authentic 24 hundo. Stephen Rowe, what's up? Hello. Yeah, 30 minutes, $400. That would be 2 days of my goal. I would have made the $400. I would thank you, ma'am, and I would have shut it down. I would have enjoyed my day. Half an hour. So if that was the first half hour of the market opening, I have the entire day left. Now, I have been off and on Robinhood or whatever you're using, even if I've hit my goal for the day. I will still go on and watch because I'll manage my shares. I have only 20% of my portfolio in options. The rest of it's in shares. And so I'll manage those. I'll look for rotation. I will sell things that have popped really well. Like I've sold chunks of BlackBerry from $3 up. I ran up to 6, I sold it. I'll pull back, it jumped back in. I just ran to 8, and I sold it. Now we've ran to 11 yesterday. I wanted to sell 11, but it was after hours. And, so BlackBerry, I think, is topping out pretty quickly here. I wouldn't suggest it, or wouldn't think it's going to be going too much higher. But yeah, so I've lost $80 in profit just from overnight hours. But I mean, I'm still up 25%. On the BlackBerry chunk that I bought in at $8. So, it does seem like we're trying to, the market's selling off some. How much will it? I don't know. It's scary for sure. Marvell, my chunk of Marvell I bought at 170 is my average. I'm at 80% profit. AMD, Nutanix, Snow, IBM, those are the ones I've got rolling for shares. Tesla, Google, Apple. Google not so much yet. I do like it, but not yet. Same with Amazon. They need some time. Oracle. So we're doing a sell-off day, and I'm worried about Friday. I don't want to lose a lot of profits that I've gained this week. It was a fantastic roving 10 days, I tell you what. I learned how to stop over trading. It's hard, for sure. It's hard for me to sit here and talk to you guys and not be wanting to do more. It's hard to sit here when Walmart is just doing this. Because I'm in a Walmart call right now, right? And I've been waiting for Walmart for like a week. And so I'm like, come on, do something. And I want to push it. Add another one. Add two. Well, if it does one candle, right? If. It's yelling overbought, so you should not touch this. If you're already in it and you're just hold your horses. Let's see how TMF's doing. TMF is the Treasury bond. As I know, the 10 and 20 year, or 10, 20, 30 years were dropping, which means this is going to go up. So it did a little bit. I wouldn't say anything crazy. This is where it reversed. This is where the bond yield started dropping, and then so it allows Treasury to pick back up again. So if you got into long calls somewhere in here at 32, like 33 strike price, and you've been out 6 weeks, you're up a little bit. But again, TMF is not like a major mover. So, but you can play TMF and just make sure you're doing long holds on it. But yeah, over trading's tough. It's in chasing, especially if you've messed up or something and you're trying to get your money back for the day. It's hard. FOMO is hard. It's hard not to try to just get after it. It really is. It's just one of those things where you just, it's human nature. We want to win, right? We want to do well, and don't want to lose money. But what are you gonna do? You can't. Oh, Berkby, that's right. We can't. We can't always do that. And trading is one of those things where it does create discipline. You have to have some discipline in this, otherwise you're going to get burned. Emotionally burned out, but also financially. Berkby is the last one I'll talk about. This is another one I'm in. I told the Discord yesterday. I've got laddered calls on Berkby, at least up to its prior highs. They dumped a whole bunch of money into Taylor Homes and Google. I'm talking like billions in the last week. And so the prior highs that I'm targeting for Berkshire B, Berk.B is about 485. And so I got into it yesterday. So I'm already in profit, which is beautiful. So I called it out in the Discord. In two places, at least two places. So I'm up 12% on those calls since yesterday. So I got into it about right here. Once the convergence of the 13 over 50, I got into it about right there. And so we're up here. So for ORB today, if we didn't do it, but we wanted to, could ORB have worked for us today to enter? And again, I didn't even go over to Earner Plus side. My goodness. I need to just stick to the Earner Plus. I think I'm just gonna do that. I know Mo's letting us do this combo thing, but I just cannot. I get in a roll, and my brain just gets focused, and I just cannot hop off onto a secondary one. So I'm gonna make the call, guys. It's official. Because I can't keep doing this back and forth thing. My brain doesn't work that way. It's just too much multitasking, and I get in these rants. And usually we have more comments. Today's pretty chill on the comments. Last week we had like 25 viewers. We had rolling comments. It was very interactive. Today's chill, so therefore I don't shut up. I get on rants. When y'all not talking, I'll fill the open space apparently. But yeah, we're nearing the end of the hour, and last few times I've swapped over and I've done a whole nother hour with Earner Plus. I think at this level I'm not going to do that, and we're just going to call it here in another 10-15 minutes. We're going to be done, and then moving forward, I'm just going to, unless Mo says no, you're going to do this, and in case, okay, sir, follow the boss man's lead. But if he's cool with it, I think at this point I'm just gonna stick to Earner Plus. It's just too hard to flop around. So when Monday, I'm back on Monday coming up here. So I'll be live Monday, Wednesday next week, and that you know what is that? Oh, Friday's the IPO. Okay, that's gonna be an interesting week. 8th and 10th. It's gonna be interesting. So I'll be back Monday and Wednesday, 8:30, 10:30 Eastern time. But it will just be Earner Plus. I'm not going to. I can't do this flop around thing. It just doesn't work for me. I tried, and I think we had a few upgrades from normal members, but I think we need to just rip the Band-Aid. I've been doing this for a few weeks with trying to blend everybody, so everybody out there knows. And so yes, moving forward, Earner Plus only. You will see this pop up in the Inner Circle live streams, and I'll post in the Inner Circle chat. I'll mention it in the options chat. You'll find the link in the Inner Circle side for Earner Plus only. It's about time, those of you that have paid for the upgrades, it's about time I think that you guys get those exclusivities, since that's what you're paying for. Okay, so that's where I will be Mondays and Wednesdays moving forward after today. All right, back to what my play here. So Earner Plus. Oh my goodness, Earner Plus. Sorry, let's make sure this is back on there. Okay. Another tool that you guys can use is highlight it and then use the lock function on here to lock your drawings so you don't whip them around. One bad one that I always do is the Fibonacci. When I draw my Fibonacci lines out, and then all of a sudden I don't lock it, and I'm in here and I try to grab my screen to move it, and I pull my fib, and I'm like, dang it. So when you draw your fibs out, especially fibs, lock it. You know, draw them up where you like it, where it's fitting for you, and then lock it so you can move your screen around and you're not grabbing your drawings and flying them. Just another little hint for you guys there. Okay, so would Burke be entry today? Would it work today? Yeah, we have 15. Here's the 5. I like this as an entry, not so much this, because it blew through on the 5. It blew through. We got a bunch of overbought signals. We got a flat. This is a fake out. Yeah, see, so this looks like it's going to be a bullish run after an up, flat, up, right? We would have thought up, flat, and then ran, but we're at Bollinger Band level. We're getting overbought signals. MACD was turning down, and RSI was super hot. So I would not have entered here because it would have been risky, and they're not cheap. These calls are not cheap. Waited for a retest. It broke through. These are cutting the candles. That's not great. This is a little scary for sure. MACD showing red, but it bounced off the 50 and came back up. And here, I like this better. I like this 5/13. 50 is about to cross into the orb line. We have upper movement-ish. Opening a call right here would have been probably where I would have done it. And I would target a 0.5 to 2. Or if you're going to hold this like I'm holding the other ones, you can hold it to, all the way up to prior highs, 480 or something, right? So, we could have gone up to 480 and then drag this thing out. Something like that. Because you never know. We might get a nice solid pop on Burke Beat, and all of a sudden it flies $2 or $3, throughout the day. So yeah. All right. Well, I was a little late jumping on here. Is there anything else you guys want to cover before we're done? The market's kind of a weird day. After that initial pop at opening, we've kind of trailed off. I don't see anything great. My Walmart call's barely holding on. I'm probably gonna close it. It's a June 5th, so Theta's gonna eat that away. And to be honest, my USO puts I've been holding since April. To be honest, I might close it today. I don't know. It feels so stupid. I'm going to close it and watch it drop like $40. I've been holding it since April. I was up $800 at one point in my USO puts in the very beginning, and I should have taken that. I should have closed it and then re-entered, but I was like, oh, I'm already in profit. I'll just wait for it. It's okay. And now I'm back at zero because USO oil has raised again. It's one of the things with long holds. October is my expiration. That's one thing with long holds. I don't like doing. I love doing it. It's very stress free, but I hate it because you see those big numbers. You're like, why did I not take $800? Close that thing out. But when you have a $2,200 buy-in, 800's like, there's much more room to go. And there was. If I had been able to get, or not me, but if oil was able to get for where it was, a 146 strike, down to its prior, I think it was like 75, right? It would have been over $2,500, more than that, probably $2,800 profit per contract. That's why I saw 800, and I was like, 800 versus 2,500, come on. I got till October, and now I've got zero. I'm at zero right now. $8. So so many questions. Well, we've got a few minutes. Pop them in there. Don't be shy. I'm talking to nobody. I'm talking to you. You're listening, but I'm doing this as if I'm at a table with some people having coffee, and it's like, no. If you guys don't ask questions, it's just me rambling on for the hour trying to show you stuff, but I don't want to be redundant here, So, what's the orb line? Well, there's two. There's the top and bottom because we drew that out based on let me optimize this for you. I'm just going to turn off Mo's thing quickly just so you can see it a bit more clearly. The first opening candle for me at 7:30, it's just going to base wherever you are in the world. The 15-minute candle, the first one that closes, and the next one opens, you then use the one prior. You mark out the tops and bottoms of the wick and or body. If there's no wick, you mark the body. Like this one has no wick, you just mark the body. It's okay. Move to a 5-minute time frame and wait for confirmation above or below. So this case it's going above, but this broke, so it wouldn't be confirmed. These are confirming, but they're scary because of what I just talked about. Scroll backward if you need me to cover, or you want to hear that again. These are more confirmation candles here. It comes up a little bit, it comes back down, and then it keeps going up. So that's why I have the call box over here, not over here. These were screaming overbought, RSI was way too hot, and it didn't come back to the line to confirm. These broke the line, these did not, so this is confirmation, and we off to the races we go. If it comes back down and breaks back in, it's failed. So then now you're targeting downside. Okay. How do you draw it? You just go over to your tools, your toolbox, your tool banner section in TradingView, and you pick the trend line. You can do trend line, you can do ray, you can do horizontal ray. That's all your tools are right there. Got an alert that someone's outside. Who's at my house? Am I getting swatted? Y'all swatting me now? Watch it be. I'm not gonna jinx it. I have never had that happen. Not yet, and please don't. That would suck. So I like horizontal ray because it's just easier. You can just click it and it sends it off to the right. If you do trend line or even ray, you have to angle it, and then you have to line up your. I used to use this, and I'm like, why am I doing that? I've got to fine tune my dotted line to get it parallel. That's stupid. Just hit horizontal ray, and it plops it right on that wick and sends it off to the right forever. Way easier. So that's what I use. And as far as the colors go, you can do any color. You could do literally just, once you do your ray, just click back on it. You can change it to anything you want. It just go. I will change my colors by the day. Like today is yellow. Yellow feels good today. I don't know why. There's other days I'll do white. I'll do teal a lot. I'll do a lot of teal. I don't tend to do different colors on the top and bottom of the orb lines because that gets confusing. But they can be any color. There's no rhyme or reason to it. The red, this box here is just a visual of your profit loss box. You find that in the forecasting side. Speaking of, I need to drop the visual range profile. I like doing visual range profiles for volume on stocks. It does take a while for it to build up, so start it early. It's this over here. I just realized I didn't have one for Burke yet, so this is just simply a visual. I made it huge because that's what I was talking about. You wouldn't normally do that. You do something like this. Something like that. And so your green is your profit, your red is your loss. And if you have a broker hooked up to your TradingView, like Fidelity or Thinkorswim or whatever, you actually can set this to where you're going to be buying. You'll buy your right here. You would actually set this to buy, purchase, whatever's at these levels, and then it will show you. And then as soon as they tap into it, they'll sell on the other side. So you can actually set this up to have the broker work with this, and then this will actually become a functional box. This at this moment for me, because I trade everything on my phone, this is just a visual for me. That's all. Yeah, and same thing for puts. What is selling off? Netflix. We'll look at Netflix quick because I know that's selling off today. We can do ORB on Netflix for the day, and I'll show you. Let's put Mo's thing back on. $15-minute time frame. We're target top and bottom of the wick. Obviously, it's selling off. You don't even need to do the top because it's just going down. 5 minutes. Move to the 5-minute time frame. Optimize your screen better, looking for that confirmation candle. And we've broken out of the channel. We're going downside. This one is technically okay because it didn't get broken or tap the line. These are all okay. What I would consider out of these three, this is your confirmation candle right here. Why? Because the wick and body, while it was forming, was bigger than its prior buddy. So this one here is more of your horizontal candle, down, over, and then down again. This wick came all the way back up and nearly tapped the line, rejected, body formed, and we've fallen from there. So I would consider this one to be your confirmation candle of continued downside. Not so much this, even though if at that moment... What? Oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry. Why did it do that? I was trying to cut it off for you to show what I was talking about better, and then it flew over to Tesla. Yikes. Start new. Okay. So this one. As this was forming, you see the green pop and you think, oh, that's going to be my confirmation candle because it goes down from there. But I don't like that as much because it doesn't really form that nice bearish movement, because it still could be bullish. It still could have bought, because its RSI is oversold, so the next one easily could have turned green and popped you back into the channel. So I like this one as your actual confirmation candle. Then move south from there. So we can go over here, do a short, which is just a put, throw that in there somewhere, draw it out. Targeting, in this scenario, I would definitely target the orb line as your stop loss price point. So you'd set your stop loss at 82.20, and it's showing me a 0.2 as it's 0.2 right here. This 0.2. So then I always double at minimum. So I'm gonna go for a 0.4 or 5 for my profit taking visual. And then you can even highlight this, and you can set it to move in your settings. You can set it to move all the way to the right. You can do all sorts of things in settings in here. Or you can just click and drag. Boop. There we go. So as you see, look at that. Look at that. Just drew this up. If I got into that put and I set it to double up from the stop loss side, I doubled it up. And look what it did. Right there, it's literally sitting on those two candles. Those bodies are flat on the bottom of that. That's why I double up. I didn't even plan that. You saw that. I just drew that thing out. I'm whimsical. Just round two. Round two. And there it is. Those candles just plopped right on my box. As if I'm controlling that freaking candle, right? It just bloop, sat there. Now, I would have taken profit right in this green candle because I didn't know there was going to be a red one again. Granted, we have movements that are on the downside. EMAs are still falling. Could have held. If you had two, maybe roll a one. Sell a one, roll a one. But if you only had the one, I would have sold right there. What would that have been? 82 strike. Selling it at 81.4. It's not a huge run, but it's something. And it's all profit. It's all profit. If you did an 81 strike, you wouldn't make as much. If you did a little bit in the money, 82 strike, since it's so close. Technically 82 is in the money because it would have been a below, it would have been actually for a put, it would have been above the line by a little bit. But you were at 81.90, 95, so it's like you're right there. So if you got an 82 strike, you'd have better movement. So interesting to see that RSI oversold above the candles. Are you not an Earner Plus member with us, Finger Stylist? Because if you are, you should have this. I mean, for Earner Plus, you get Mo's script. That's one of the biggest things of the Earner Plus tier in our Discord is having this. I'm gonna get rid of that. Having this script, which gives us all of these oversold signals. And all this is just it's his script combining volume, RSI, and MACD kind of all into one bot per se, one movement. So it's just showing all of it. Or are you just saying that it's interesting seeing how many there are before it actually popped, before it's finally? Is that what you're saying then? You're just mentioning like it's crazy to see how many are here and it's still falling, and that, yes, I agree, that is nuts. But it's been doing that. I mean, a lot of these stocks have been doing that. Same with Tesla. Earlier today, Tesla was overbought. The whole every minute was overbought. All it is just simply rolling off of this. This is the RSI here. It's just simply showing, look, it's still overbought or oversold. This is oversold. Oversold. It's too much. Be careful. It's going to reverse at some point soon. You know, so in this level, at any point, we could get a reversal and go for calls. Do a swing 0 DTE call. Obviously, you'll have your expiration on Friday or farther, but plan to sell today. If we can get a reversal here, we'll come back toward the orb channel. Throw a call on there. I don't know. You know, that might be a fun thing to do right now. Seems like a good spot to do it. RSI is at 19 or 12 technically. MACD is turning around. CCI is turning around a little bit. Oh, okay. Oh, your earner. So your original earner plus, or earner. I mean, with the yellow name. Okay. I mean, yeah. I think you probably, if you're, well, I'm not sure when you started with Mo. If you're earner level, which was the top tier at the time, I'm guessing you're probably at $50 a month, something like that. So no, we kind of increased. It was 50, then it went to about 100, somewhere in there for newer members, and then now Earner Plus. So I think you're probably around 50 a month. And if you're older than that, an earner, and you got in that first time, you're probably around. I don't know. It's auto pay. I'm just here. Yeah, it's probably around 50, maybe 40, somewhere in there if you got in initially with some code or something. Yeah, I paid, or actually, if you weren't monthly, you may. Oh, you said you were monthly. When I got in, I came in when they were doing like white collar, blue collar. It wasn't collar. It was like white and blue levels. Premium, royalty. They had like 5 tiers when I got in. It was. I didn't know what to pick. This is crazy. You know, I don't know if I want to do options. Like it was. So I picked one middle one, which it made more sense than I paid for the whole year up front. So, yeah, it was pretty wild when he had all of that going on. I didn't know what I was doing. Yep. Exactly. There's a lot of different levels. So it's very much nicer now when we just have the few tiers. It much more smooth and less chaotic for them as well, not just for the members. But yeah, I got in during that time when I didn't even know options at that point. So, you know, I kind of like this Netflix. I don't know. I want to do a call on this so bad, but they've just been down so far. I feel like that's risky to do a call on this right now. I think I'm going to stick to Walmart. So you may not have been there. What I was talking about was picking 5 or 6 stocks that you study, you really feel good about, and focusing on those. Like right now, we're just pulling this up to look. And while this might work out to go back to baseline, Netflix has just been beaten down. And doing a call on this is just really risky, and I don't want to do that. I might get this extra $1 back here to go back to baseline here, but it's not going to be a reversal where we're going to fly back up to 90. I don't believe that for a second. So, what do you think with shenanigans going on with SOX L? Oh, well, I mean, that's just the, what is that? That's the inverse for SOXX, right? Oh no, it's I'm sorry. Oh, that's XOXS, not XOXX, and this one is the 3 times ETF. Okay. The shenanigans. What do you mean? That big spike? That weird. Ooh, look at that. This I'm in a Walmart call. Still overbought? Really? Jeez. Bro, I want to add another one, but it's already spiked so much. Okay. SOXL. Shenanigans. What happened? What are you talking about? Just that weird spike? Sorry. Oh, it's 1 minute. That's why. Oh, this thing? This ridiculous movement? Oh, the whole year. Oh, well, yeah. Because this is, so it's a semiconductor 3x leveraged ETF. So, we all know tech has just, semiconductors and tech have just taken off stupidly. I remember buying calls on Micron, MU, at $88, $100, $110. And then I forgot about it. I moved on to something else because it was flat for a while there, and I forgot about it. And then by the time I came back to it, it was too expensive. It was like, oh my gosh. So actually, I've got videos on Marvell back at $65, calling it out, saying, "Hey, Marvell's next. Marvell's next." Everybody ignored me because it wasn't a pretty stock, to play with. And now I'm up 80% profit in my shares from just buying Marvell when it was smaller. Yeah, well, tech has just exploded. So when you have a 3x leverage ETF on tech, yeah, I'm looking at my phone right now. Year to date, we're up 510% at $230 a share profit. That's crazy. Even before that, even before the giant spike, it looks like it's flat, but I know it's not because it's just 150% August to February. Like, it's crazy. For the whole year, 1,500% gain at $260 a share for the whole year for SOXL. But that's the thing is we've had it run. These numbers are just nuts. SanDisk. AppLovin was one of them for a little while there. Micron, Intel, they've all just run insane. So of course SOXL as a 3x ETF is going to be absolutely nuts. For Marvell, look at that one. You have MRVL, you have MRV, is it U? Yeah, MRVU. U is the leveraged of Marvell. Same thing. The thing's nuts. Only because Marvell's taken off as well. So shenanigans of it, I wouldn't say. I thought she meant this, like the manipulation, like this thing today. I thought she meant that. I wouldn't call it shenanigans necessarily. I would just say it's because the whole market of tech and micro or semiconductors and different small parts have just ran ridiculously. They're rotating slowly out into software. Software has ran a bit. ARM, IBM, Qualcomm, a few of the other software community or connectivity communication ones have ran. But that's why SOXL has done so well. It's just because it's basing off of the rest of the industry. Yeah. Well, do you know why BlackBerry, as you say, resuscitated? It's following Nokia. And Nokia was realizing they can't do phones anymore. They need to do something else. So they swapped over and started doing a whole bunch of software. They're using their stuff in different platforms. So they took what they were and they're swapping over to AI and software builds. And I believe BlackBerry has, I forgot their product name, but they're using it in EV vehicles. So they're contracting now to use their stuff in cars as their communication software for the vehicles. And so as they started doing that, because Nokia was doing stuff, they were hand in hand. So Nokia started running, BlackBerry goes, oh no. And so it's doing the same thing to keep up with it. So that's why it ran. And if you're in the Discord, I called that out, I think about a month ago. I said, hey, everybody, I'm getting a BlackBerry. It's at 350, 380, and Nokia is already running. I think they're going to keep up. They're going to change their selling styles, and they're going to do something different to keep up with Nokia. And they did. I called it out. It is, yeah. Once, and BlackBerry literally sat at $3 or $4 for like ever. And they had some new executives come on board. And that's when and so that's kind of their like, yeah, I called it out. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I can. I mean, I can go and search it real quick. Let me look at the date. I know I did. It was April 16th. April 16th at 10:30 a.m. I posted it in the options chat, the regular options chat channel. That's at least that one. I know I've done it others for sure, but that's one time I definitely called it out on. So yeah, same thing with April 16th. Yeah, if you go in there, you can use a search bar and you can type in BB, and it'll show you anything that someone's talked about with whatever you search. So BlackBerry. I probably also said it in my channel too, but that's kind of full right now. It doesn't matter if I search it, but it was April. I started buying in April. BBAI, same thing. SRFM, same thing. I'm still waiting on SRFM. That one's still down, pretty low. I'm still waiting on that one. But BBAI, I was calling out on its low at $4, and people are like, whoa, that's silly. Then it ran. And I was like, well, I made decent money. So, yeah, if you go to the notifications box, go to like where is it? I think it's right above the experts. Let me find it in here. Get notified. Where's the notifications? This Discord's so full, it's crazy. I have a hard time navigating it. Yikes. I don't see the notifications anymore. That's weird. Well, I'm Tech Goat. That's the channel I have, but it is in Earner Plus only. Oh, there it is. Okay. Expert traders. It's in the expert traders section where the blue diamonds are. You'll see a channel. What am I doing? I can just show you here. Silly. Right here. So expert traders section, and then get notifications. You tap on this, and then it opens up right here. All you have to do is just tap on the button of the expert that you want notified. So you just click on whoever, all of them, and then it will tell the system that whenever someone posts their content, it'll turn red. So I don't have any right now, but like later on, I think Mo will be on at 12, 2 o'clock Eastern time. So, his inner circle lives, it'll still have a red button next to it. So if you go to the SRF, I'm telling you, you keep expecting it to pop and it's ghosting me. Dude, I have made a decent amount of money earlier when it popped from like 250 to almost 6. So Palantir has partnered with them with their software, And so it's like, okay, if you have big dogs partnering with these guys, they just need time. So I've got a few hundred shares of it at $1.20 or something, $1.15. It's like, why not? I mean, geez, if you put $300 in, right? It's unlikely to keep falling too much farther. It can, but we're already so low. If it went from $1.50 to $4 and you had 300 shares, that's a wonderful return, right? It's not gonna look really like beautiful, but that's a nice return. So why not hold on to that? You know, same thing with BBAI. It's got a good potential. I like it. So anyways, yep, if you look over here, just click on any of these buttons and it will notify you when one of the experts, it doesn't like pop up on your screen, it just puts a red dot next to the expert. And then of course, here's the Earner Plus side. We have all of these educators here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one's mine. And I do callouts in here too, as you can see. Next one I'm looking at is CLS, sorry. I wrote that on 529, and it's ran. I called that one out too. I called out IBM. I called out ARM. I called out Qualcomm. I called out TRX on earnings day, and it's been stellar. Man, my callouts have been off the chain. Literally, they have been incredible. 529, where's 529? 26, 29. Here it is. Right here. At 10:30 a.m. Next one I'm watching is CLS. It broke out from prior downtrend, seeing bumps in connectivity stocks. Update 6-1. Hope you got in. Where's 529? Right here. Right here. There it is. So I had a downtrend marked right here. It broke out on Friday morning. I commented about right here and said, we've broken that downtrend just barely. I'm watching this one. I started buying shares on this, even though it's expensive. I was a little worried about that, but we've seen other shares go from the mid 300s all and run up to $600, $700, $800. So, and it had just started. It had been on downtrend from like 750. So I had a line drawn through here all the way back up for like the last year. It broke out. I did a call out, and it's ran. What is this price? Where's my thing? I called it out right here. We have some drop down, but as of yesterday, $99 it ran since my call out. A little bit dropped. So 78. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm lying because this is low. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, right there. $78. I called CLS on Friday the 29th, and it's ran $78 since I called it out. I'll tell you. Let's see. Anything else out there, folks? So let's keep going here. Been an hour and a half on this call. But yeah, keep this one in mind. I'm not playing options on this one. I'm doing shares, but this is a connectivity play. So I'm creating my shares portfolio to be like one large ETF. I've got microchips, I've got software, I have commodities, I've got consumables, and then I've got the connectivity and space. And so I'm rotating out. I'll probably end up selling a bunch of my microchip shares today and holding my software for another two days. I really don't want to sell those. I think they have room, but I'm a little worried coming into next week with SpaceX IPO. It's going to take a lot of focus. I don't know. So, and I'm going to rotate some of that money into, and I already have, into space style stuff. One of the ETFs is NASA that I like. This is the one. So we've had some drop off. This is where Bezos's rocket blew up, and so everyone's been scared off by space from here. But it's ran nicely in the last few weeks. So I'm still up in profit, but it's taken a dive. I'm hoping this is support here, and we'll come back up. But NASA is one because it's holdings. It has a lot of great pieces of the puzzle. If you look at NASA, look at their holdings, you can see why I like this ETF coming into next week and beyond. Also, Google and Amazon own chunks of SpaceX, and so I'm going to be putting money into them a little bit more. They're red today and probably tomorrow, so we'll kind of DCA things in. And then I've got a few others. I'm going to start working into quantum. I haven't yet. I'm still playing with Berkshire Hathaway until they can get back to 480. And then I'll sell off those calls and rotate. I have sold all of my ETHU, because crypto is just crashing. Oh, Qualcomm. Qualcomm and CLS are the two major ones to keep an eye on. APH for connectivity. APH. And by the way, Qualcomm just did a bull flag and spike, by the way. So if you're in Qualcomm, beautiful. I've got a little bit of it. APH. Oh, Amphenol. Okay, so I should clarify. So when I say connectivity, I mean more like communications. Because in space, they'll have a lot of communication needs. Satellite communications and stuff, not components of communication. So this one is more components of communication. Yeah, I like it. All of these things are needed. You know, I was a kid and I was watching a TV show and I don't even know where it was. And this guy was a millionaire and he was being interviewed. And it was like the kids interviewing executives. And he said, the kid goes, "How did you make all your money? Did you create a product or something and sell it?" And the guy goes, No. I create components for things, pieces of the bigger thing. And I sell those because they're reusable. They're not reusable very easily, and so they need to buy more of them. So it's the same idea as the shovel seller, the shovel supplier in the gold rush. He's not out there getting the gold, but he's out supplying the supplies and selling the supplies to the gold rush miners. So in this scenario, instead of going to buy Google or going to buy SpaceX IPO shares, I would prefer to go and buy pieces of the pie that supply those. Same thing with Amcor. I have shares of Amcor. What is Amcor? Amcor is a packaging processor for TSM and other microchip companies, and it's cheaper, but it has a great upside. They're required. They have a special need that those companies need. They send the chips over to Amcor to process into packaging and to be shipped off, and they're paid to do that. So I've been doing things like that. So like APH here, it's been rough. It's looking rough for the last year to date. It's just been a wild up and down peak here. But before that, yeah, I mean all the way back up until November. Then it's been very volatile since November. But up until then, it's been a fantastic smooth ride. So I would encourage anybody out there to look at that. Find companies of things that they're creating a need. There's a optical one that was so cheap I was buying into, and I forgot about it, and it's like hundreds now. AAPI or AOPI. It's some type of optical sensor thing for microchips. And optics is another one to look into stocks with that do optical sensoring and testing for chips. But yeah, look at companies like that, like that are have the specialized pieces of the puzzle that these other companies are needing. Funny thing with Amcor is TSM opened up a manufacturing company or foundry in Arizona, and then Amcor opened up another shop down the street from them. So Amcor literally is down the road from TSM in Arizona. And you're telling me that, people are like, oh, buy TSM instead. But why? Have some, sure. But why wouldn't you not buy something that TSM is using literally every moment? I don't know. That's just my take. So yeah, APH looks good for components and pieces of the pie. I do like that. It's a little wild right now for sure. Maybe the DCA on the low end and then just kind of ride those highs until it can get more of a foundation. But I like it. Amcor, AMK. Hold on, I'll find it for you. And Qualcomm. Don't sleep on Qualcomm. AMKR. AMKR. That's the ticker. AMKOR is the name. Amcor. So use a K and then drop the E. And there's actually a 2x long ETF on them, AMKL. If you were really being bullish, you could try that one. I'm getting tagged in Discord. What are people asking me? What's going on? Oh man, I'm getting. And there's. J Rain, watching QNT for trade tomorrow, or you're gonna QNT? Did I talk about QNT? What is QNT? Oh, not quant. Quant is the. I don't know. I'm gonna ask them what they mean. QNT is a ticker for crypto quant. I don't know what they're looking at. I'll ask them in a minute. See what else is. Kivu, if you're in a play and there's solid volume, then massive reversal on a low volume day, do you tend to stay in the other day or to see if it fakes out? Well, that's tough. Like Walmart is kind of doing that today, right? So like we have a big volume day, and if it trickles down, do I stay in? It's tough. It's really tough, Set a stop loss. Do I give it more of my money just in case to hold it another day or two? It's going to also depend on expiration date. If I've got a few weeks and I'm okay holding red for a while, then okay. If it expires Friday, today's Wednesday, I'm probably not going to want to do that. I'm probably going to want to just cut my losses and wait for a better entry. That's what I'll write that over to him and I'll tell him that. But that's just so you guys can see, whoever's out there listening at this point, that's kind of what I would do. Like for this, I've got a call right now on Walmart. If this was to fall back in here, I'm just going to close it. I'm not going to keep my call because this is a Friday expiration. And in fact, I'm not going to even hold until Friday because theta is going to be too high. I'm just going to sell us off either end of today. To be honest, I will. I'm just going to tell you right now. With all these overbought signals going on, I'm not going to hold. I'm trying to get rid of these. I'm not going to hold. Oh, I have a lot of circles. I'm not going to hold this call past today. I don't trust it overnight. If this stops saying overbought and it's looking really good, then maybe, but I doubt it. I mean, RSI is still up there, 83. I should grab 2 calls in this, at least 2 calls, but whatever. So, all right, I think that's it. I'm gone over again. Yeah, SRFM, I'm seeing, just going back and go over your comments, make sure I didn't miss anything. APH, I like that one. Yeah, I might wait for one of those downsides because it's kind of volatile and grab some of that. Kind of add it to my little like ETF shares portfolio. I like the thanks for calling that one out. That one's good. I like that one. But yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for all the comments and being interactive. I love that. It's way more fun for me to do this when I've got people involved. So. Anything else? Anything last minute? I wish I could do the Jeopardy sound here. That would be fun. Also, if you guys could like and subscribe my video, that would be helpful in my channel. I'm trying to get monetized over there, and I still got a ways to go. And with this Discord, if I get a bunch of likes and stuff like that, subscribe to my channel. Even if you don't care about what I say, just help me out, please. Okay, trying over here. Tune in again. I do 6 days a month. I do every Wednesday, and then every other Monday. I know it's annoying. I wish I could do every Monday. I probably could do every Monday. It's just on those ones, all the kids are here and home. I'm divorced, and so I've got a rotating schedule. It's 50% of the week, but it flip-flops. So I'll get like Wednesday through Monday or Wednesday through the weekend. So, and I won't get my kids until tonight, so therefore Wednesday mornings I'm available. My oldest is always here, but they're down and they do their own thing. The littler ones, they'll make a ton of noise. They'll be getting cereal. They'll be, slamming chairs, and this microphone picks up everything. This microphone is amazing, but you can hear a mouse fart across the room with this thing. And I can turn it down, but if I turn it down, then you can't hear me well, and I got to yell. So anyway, every other Monday, you'll see it if you look in it should be in the schedule. I keep talking about it, just show you. Right over here in the events section. It should be in here, I believe. Am I not in here? I wasn't here. There I am. Because this Monday coming up, I'll be live again. So there I am. So this coming Monday, I'll be back on, and then every Wednesday, same time, same place. Yeah, I did. I saw the YouTube told me. So thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, I would love to get monetized. It'd be so lovely. My dad actually is. So my dad, he has a YouTube channel for dog food nutrition. He talks about Hill's Science Diet is what he used to work for, and so he's over there, and he has a YouTube of. I think it's Pet Food Puzzle Guy. I think that's his name. Yeah, there he is. This is my dad. And so this is his channel, and he has tons of subscribers and only half the videos I've got, and he's monetized. He actually makes money doing this now. So it's kind of funny. So we're both YouTuber type people, but he's got almost 7,000 subscribers in the last 3 years. And he's getting paid daily for his videos. So anyway, a little shout out to my dad there. But Nate got a little bit of win. Nice, good job, Nate. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, it'd be great to get a daily fee. Even if it's like $6 to $10 a day. Hey, it all adds up. I don't care. Yeah. If you guys have any questions about other investment stuff, I do trust deed investments. I do compound real estate investments. I do a whole bunch of stuff. It's not just, I don't do just stocks. I've got a whole stream of things. Because why not make your money work for you? That's the best way to do it. So, yeah, SOXL for the last year has been just, I mean, that's just stellar. That's just crazy. This one. Look at that. This is nuts. Wow. $50. $40 buy-in March of this year. Oh man. $40 in March. April, actually, really April. April 1st. April Fool's Day is when it really took off. Holy flippin' crap hole. That's just wow. Look at that. Look at that. $232 in 2 months. Oh my, that makes me so frustrated. Oh my goodness. Wow. $40, and then today at what? Just 276. Holy cow. If you had what, 10 shares? Yeah. If you had 10 shares, be $400 buy-in. Roughly. Just say. And you ran it to 225. Like, what? $2,500 on a month? 2 months. And just shares? Like, that's little risk. Because honestly, look how flat this thing is. You really didn't have much risk anyway, even unless you bought up here at 75 down to 40. And that's crappy. But if you were buying in lower, 40s and $50, you had small risk. You may be down a few $100 at the most, but you're not going to be dropping to zero. Like, oh man, that's just, it is what it is. You can't. Wow. That's just crazy. Well, Michael Burry is he's got puts on SOXX. He's got big puts on SOXX. He's still holding them. I'm like, how's he still holding them? Like, it's like 330. He's got puts on SOXX. It's just like, anyways, that's crazy. XOXL, yeah. Wow. I'm pretty sure I was buying that, I think, at one point, and I thought, oh, this is expensive. It's not going to go any farther. I'm pretty sure I was. Let me look. I was. Yep, I was buying calls at $28. I kid you not. On February 5th. February 5th of 25. I was doing calls. Yep. For Valentine's Day expirations. I've got older too. I was way back. Oh my God. I was buying it back in 2021. Shares at $30. December, Christmas of 23, I bought some more at 30. Sold them at 40. Then I forgot about it again. Then I came back in and started doing shares in 2024 at $40. Ran that until some. Then I moved all into doing options. Then I started buying options on it with strikes at between 25 and 30. And then that was it. Then I stopped. Wow. So I was in it. I was just in it way too early, and it got bored because it didn't do anything. That sucks. I could retire if I had just stuck with it. Oh my goodness. Or even heck, if I had done leaps on it. Can you imagine 3 or 4 leaps on SOXL or like a year-long calls at $30 strikes? It was probably so cheap. What the frick? What did I even pay? Hold on. I just got it. This is it. Then I'm going to go. What was I paying? Okay, the last one I did, I paid for a 29 strike. Are you? Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't going to be a year out. It was only a week out. Okay, it's hard to tell. I don't know what it would have been, because the expiration would have been really far, and I can't do it now. It probably would have been a few $100, right? Because it's leveraged, but also it was cheap. If I had just one, that ran through this time frame before it took off. If I had one call down here at $50. I put in $600 for a call, let's just say, it likely would have been able to give me at least 2 months. So if I would have ran a $60 strike and it ran to 182, forget IV. That's hard to know what IV would do. But we can go off of delta and gamma, right? So we figure, what I just say, 180 and then 60. It's a $120 move. And we average in it as you get more and more in the money, your Greeks get better. So we figure an average of, let's say, $80 per dollar move. That's $9,600. $9,600 for one call at this level, early April. Let's say you could whatever ranged, you get to 180 right here. No, right there, somewhere in here. Okay, so that would be middle of May. So 6 weeks. A 6-week hold would have netted about 10 grand per contract. Wow. Well, thank you for showing me. It's always fun to see these. You gotta turn this frustration into motivation, because nothing you can do about it. You can't get pissy about it, And it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, well, this should motivate you to look for stocks that are cheaper, but have solid momentum, because you can run this thing. Corning. Corning is another one that ran. I'm not gonna look it up because I need to go. But look it up. It's another one. Corning Glass. That thing was a no one cared about it for years, and then now off to the races. So that's why I'm stuck with SRFM. That's why I'm stuck with BB and BBAI and these underdogs, because at some point they take off and then you've missed the boat. Palantir used to be $7. AMD used to be $9. All of these massive companies used to be something cheap. All you gotta do is hold on. That's it. All right. February calls. Yeah, but 2000. But this was 2024. Like I was way back over here. Wait, no, that's not even it. It was like, yeah, in here. This stretch right here is where I was trying, because I wanted to reach this. I thought, oh, it's gonna rise. We're gonna get back up to here to $67 if I can get in now, But then it would rise a little bit and then it would fall. And it would rise a little and fall. And I was like, so I got bored. And I moved on. Then of course this peak hit. This is when SMCI and Nvidia hit like $1,000. That's what this was. And then it all puked back off. And I was like, oh, this is frustrating. I'm done with this whole thing. Look at this, near zero. Are you joking? Am I looking at this right? Did that just... $8? Holy... In April 25. That was the big tariff sell-off. That would make sense. That was the tariff sell-off back in April 25. $8. Ugh. That's frustrating. This is as frustrating as when Solana was $12 and ran to 270. That's frustrating. $8 in April of 25 to 130 April 26. And at $8, I don't care if it's going to go down. It's $8. Buy it. It's $8. And you know historically it was in its 20s, 30s, 40s plus. $8, man. Those that got in on anything in that tariff level, minted. Wow. That's just crazy. This is the stuff you got to find out there, and they're there. They're there, and that's what I try doing with the Discord and calling out stuff that people don't look at and don't care about. BlackBerry is one of them. You know, AMPX is another battery-powered stock that could do something. You know, there's so many cheaper stocks that really have good potentials. So, and once oil's figured out, I'll get back into gold. Just right now with oil being up, gold's going down. So, you know, we're swapping around. But all right. Well, it's been 2 hours again. I did 2 hours again. Man, I can't just do 1 hour. I swear, it's too hard for me to just do 1 hour. Well, thank you for showing me this. This is, you know, it's frustrating to see that we've missed out on such massive gains. That would have been so lovely, but it's motivation to look and hold on boring stocks, but you have conviction that they're going to do well. This should be motivation to do that, because down over here in this spot, you know, man, just going from here to here, I would have been super happy with. I can't imagine getting in at $8, $9, $10 and running into flipping $275 in a year. I would have seen this at 74 and been like, so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then this big pull off like down to 50. I'm like, oh, I lost it all. You know, and then boom. Jeez, man, that's just. Whew. Yeah, great stream. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. So I'll be back on what day is this today? Monday. Be back on Monday for everybody. And we'll, hopefully we get some more interactive people and get some more comments and questions and go from there. All right. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for interacting and helping out. I appreciate it. I will see you guys in the Discord. Have a wonderful rest of the week.